Luxury SUVs are designed to offer best-in-class performance and a fully comfortable ride for the driver and the passengers. If you have a high budget and you don't want to compromise on the quality of ride, choosing a luxury SUV would be the best deal for you. Check out these top 10 luxury SUVs in 2022. Before starting the video, please subscribe to Prime Luxury and click on the notification icon so you get notified when we upload the next video. Number 10. The Range Rover Sport. An increasing number of Range Rover branded derivatives have turned what used to be one car into a family of Land Rover models. But the Range Rover Sport might be the most important car in that new family, as well as the most broadly talented and capable. It's one of the most versatile upmarket SUVs on the market and lives up to the word luxury like few others. It's not quite as large or as spacious as its bigger sibling, the Range Rover, and isn't the lightest car of its kind. But the Range Rover Sport more than makes up for it with its remarkable breadth of talent. First-rate cabin richness, refinement, and luxury ambience also come as standard, with Land Rover's latest dual-screen infotainment system having been fitted to the car as part of a midlife facelift. Land Rover's latest 6-cylinder Ingenium petrol and diesel engines have swollen the car's powertrain armory more widely of late, and there are now D250, D300, and D350 mild hybrid diesel options in addition to the 3 previously existing petrol or petrol-electric choices. Number 9. The Audi E-TRON Quattro. The pace of development of the luxury electric car is something to behold right now. 5 years ago, an all-electric option would barely have threatened to get to the top of this list. But today, the inherent qualities of electrified propulsion are really being brought to bear by the very best luxury EVs on the market. And there can be no doubt that the Audi e-tron Quattro is one of them. This Audi isn't our pick of premium EVs in a broader sense, and when we group tested it against its nearest electric rivals in 2019, it didn't dominate or even win. But if you want luxury, perceived quality, comfort, and refinement from a big SUV in 2020, the e-tron simply demands to be considered. And just so, frankly, whether you intended to buy an electric car or not. Number 8. The Land Rover Discovery. The second podium for Land Rover in the luxury SUV segment is delivered by a car whose character differs starkly from that of the car above, but may be all the more appealing to you for its relative lack of machismo. The 5th generation Land Rover Discovery. It's a car of controversial but rugged styling, with off-road ability that few in the class could beat, and with a brief to provide functional, understated, comfortable luxury and versatility on the road, and that succeeds at that task with likable ease. 7 usable seats are inside, and when you're driving, you'll have a great time because this is as comfortable a cruiser as many traditional saloon-shaped luxury cars. With such size and weight, though, comes considerable thirst, so the Discovery is not a cheap car to run. Number 7. The Porsche Cayenne. The car that saved Porsche entered its 3rd model generation in 2018, and in doing so, eased out of its VW Group platform buddy, the Audi Q7, for a place at the sharp end of this class ranking. The latest Cayenne isn't quite the driver's car we've all come to know, and that many of us came to begrudgingly respect after taking so powerfully against what the car seemed to represent in its first iteration back in 2002. Because Porsche is still Porsche, it still makes the very best sports cars in the world, thanks in no small part to a business that's now built on the commercial bedrock of luxury SUVs. The Cayenne in its current form is plainly a car that's content to leave the sports car impressions to its little sibling, the Macan, and instead to play the high-quality luxury SUV with greater focus than any of its forebears have. It's still delivering driver appeal that's distinguishing, if not quite outstanding. Number 6. The Audi Q7. The Q7 is a desirable, polished SUV with a real aura of accomplishment. huge inside with high-quality materials and a very high level of refinement and mechanical isolation, it may be the embodiment of everything you want in a modern upmarket family car. Particularly if you consider cars like this the modern manifestation of luxury in automotive form. The regular Q7 is certainly potent and efficient though, and improves over the previous model standards in every way. The car had an important facelift in 2019, which upgraded the interior with the infotainment kit you'll find in other big Audis. With pricing that's quite competitive and on-road performance free of many of the usual SUV compromises, it's little wonder that the big Audi remains so popular. Number 5. The BMW X5. The fourth generation of Munich's full-size luxury 4x4 signals a maturing and broadening of the X5's character definition, but not a wholesale change of it. 20 years ago, when BMW revolutionized and revitalized this part of the luxury car market with the original X5, it hit on a powerfully appealing concept, that of the sporting SUV with as much space, versatility, and 4x4 capability as many needed, but not enough to dull its dynamic edge. Today, the G05 Generation X5 still represents that notional positioning. It's smaller and lower than many of its rivals, with a more saloon-like recumbent driving position. It has a richer and more expensively finished cabin than its predecessor, so gives away little on luxury ambience, and has a sizable boot. Number 4. The Mercedes-Benz GLE. Mercedes-Benz has redoubled its commitment to the luxury SUV market by investing in a new vehicle platform, and by making the first model to use it, the fourth generation GLE, predecessors of which used to be known as the ML class, a bit of a technological pioneer. Having grown in size considerably compared to the old GLE, the new one has a more rigid mixed metal body structure too. It offers considerably more space for second and third row passengers than its predecessor, and what Mercedes bills as markedly more upmarket luxury ambience in all seats, although our testers report that the effect on this front is more evolutionary than revolutionary. The car uses Mercedes' latest M-Bux infotainment system and dual widescreen instrument and command control displays, but also gets a giant-sized head-up display with improved display functionality. Number 3. The Volvo XC90. Volvo's renaissance following Ford ownership started with the XC90, a genuine 7-seater with comfort and handling on its side, a decent range of engines including a T8 401 bhp plug-in hybrid, as well as an abundance of style. It's another car that sits directly in the middle of the luxury SUV price spectrum. The interior features a mix of luxury touches and not-so-luxury plastics in places, while less than perfect engine refinement and infotainment usability niggles ensure the XC90 stops just short of greatness. Nonetheless, Volvo made worthwhile improvements to the car's engine range when it replaced the D5 diesel with a new mild hybrid B5 option in 2019. But a spot in the heart of a hotly contested marquee class like this won't disappoint a company still in the early days of its latest ownership epoch. Volvo is a company on the up, and the XC90 is a refreshing, interesting car from the same mold. Number 2. The Range Rover Velar. The Range Rover Velar is Land Rover's most road-biased SUV yet, with looks taken straight from those of a concept car, an interior that puts most others to shame with its richness in both materials and technology, and a model platform adapted from one primarily developed for its group partner brand Jaguar. On the road, it's every bit as good to drive as it is to simply admire, with ride, refinement, performance, and handling precision every bit as good as any car in the class, provided you don't skimp on cylinder count when you specify your car. 4-cylinder engines are much poorer than the 6s, although we've yet to try the new P400e plug-in hybrid version of the car. Practicality and off-road ability aren't quite up to the standards of Land Rover's other cars in this class, but the latter is boosted considerably if you option height-adjustable air suspension. Number 1. The Mercedes-Benz G-Class. Mercedes' top-of-the-line SUV, the reimagined G-Class, is a pricey purchase, even judged among the not inexpensive company amongst which it's mixing here. And yet, for its boxily enigmatic design appeal, its uncompromising off-road ability, and its new and improved credentials as a luxury conveyance, you could easily decide that a near 100-pound sum would be worth paying. Few SUVs have as much naked Tonka-toy curbside allure as this one. Mercedes' latest update for the car kept true to the car's set square aesthetic and stirred in some wonderful design details, but totally overhauled the car's chassis, suspension, and interior, to the point where existing G-Wagon owners would recognize the handling manners, refinement, and quality fittings of the new one. G-Class buyers can choose between the refined and fairly economical G350D diesel option and the Madcap 577 bhp AMG G63. The latter having more power and performance than this sort of dual-purpose off-roader could ever use on the tarmac, but feeling gloriously absurd for it. Which one of them did you love the most? Please subscribe to Prime Luxury. Thanks for watching.